Hey out there in YouTube land, it's Daytime Number the Beast once again, and unfortunately not being able to keep this channel as active as I would like it to be for about the last 5-6 months. Um, a lot of things have been going on in the background as usual. Um, for example, last week I actually broke my shoulder, and yeah. So anyway, um, again, this is my another attempt at trying to get back to being active again, and this is kind of be one of several, hopefully several installments of a kind of a quick and dirty videos about finding other media properties or whatever that might be an inspiration to you for your own game settings, or maybe it's in general your own entertainment. Some of these movies may be somewhat obscure to you. Um, I kind of like stuff like that. I don't like. Sometimes I like to get away from the mainstream and try to find something that's a little more unique, or maybe even avant-garde, or however you want to say it. Also, another warning: I will be discussing a lot of details that would be stemmed as spoilers. So, um, be aware of such things if you are sensitive to those kind of reveals. So, anyway, again, this is I'm discussing two movies and a TV series that can serve as inspiration for for some settings. So anyway, the first movie is the 1981 Looker. This would be great for any kind of cyberpunk setting, or even maybe maybe even modern day, since the movie was set modern day at the same time. The synopsis is basically a plastic surgeon in Hollywood uh, gets a rush of four different models that decide they want to have surgery done on them, but the details on these surgeries are so minuscule. It's rather alarming because they're beautiful in their way. So he performs the surgeries on these women, and they all kind of start dying under mysterious circumstances. And one of the deaths is kind of try to link back to him by some questionable evidence. While he starts investigating what's going on, he finds out that all four models were all employed by one particular media company. And while exploring the company, it finds out that they are working in what we call today deepfakes. Um, and this is 1980s where they're talking about this kind of thing, and the company basically is trying to come up with this new product to sell to other advertisers and such, where they can artificially generate these women and have them perform in certain ways that they can maximize their influence on consumers. And again, this is 1980. I mean, if this doesn't scream cyberpunk to you, I don't know what will. Um, so of course, this company is rather shady. They're behind the deaths of the women who have been employed there. This plastic surgeon is doing his own investigation. He finds out that basically what this company did is they're digitizing all these women, their physical forms, and use them to create basically avatars um, in these simulated environments. And they kind of realize that these models are not perfect and not enough to meet their algorithms. You ever heard skin, scream, cyberpunk, Um, and so they have them go do these surgeries that touch up minor things. And basically, once they digitize the final revised version of themselves, they give these women lifetime contracts to use their likenesses, and then after the first paycheck, boom, they bump them all off. Um, and this is this is an interesting scenario for me. I mean, if it makes fun of media back then and even media today, you can even argue social media will have some aspects in this. There are some other interesting things, like there's a weapon that they use that's developed from further from these influencing technologies they're working on, called Looker. It's like, it's a long acronym. It's like linear ocular orientation, kinetic, whatever. I love acronyms, especially when they're real creative ones. But this is a good movie. You can get it on. Let's see. Yeah, I got it on DVD. No, I got it on Blu-ray for about 1926 off Amazon. But you can still get it on DVD. I think you can purchase it through Amazon Video as well. Again, good movie. Um, from Michael Crichton. So, there's all kinds of technical details. It wasn't exactly a successful film compared to all the other Michael Crichton films. But yeah, again, it's a recommendation I would give for any kind of setting in modern times, or especially in the cyberpunk type eras. Um, Another cyberpunk themed movie is Brainstorm. So it came out in 1983. Uh, Stars Christopher Walken and Natalie Wood. It was actually her last movie. Um, there was some controversy about that. Um, oops. I kind of like the original poster a little better than the DVD cover. But basically, the premise behind this movie is that a small group of researchers find a way to physically record and play back memories of anyone who wears these special type of recording helmets. And not only can they play them back for the person they recorded from, but they also can play them back to anybody else who puts on these type of helmets. Uh, Again, if it's not screaming cyberpunk at you at this point, I don't know. I don't know. You might have to be pretty deaf at this point. Uh, Basically, it's kind of a typical sci-fi, somewhat preachy storyline. They develop the technology. They present it to the corporation they work for, that what this can do, and at some point, while they're looking out for investors and such, the military gets involved and are considering using this for quote unquote training purposes. But later on, it kind of finds out they're talking about using it for brainwashing, torture, um, and a lot of other rather nefarious things. Uh, the but the main, besides all that plot line going on, the main storyline is one of the head researchers of this project. Um, she dies kind of early in the film, and before she dies, she records her last thoughts as she's going through the process of passing on, and one of her coworkers uh, views parts of the tape, and it experiences what she goes through. And oh yeah, my fault. One of the things they realize while they're playing, you can play these tapes back. The actual recording some of the emotional, if not all of the emotional responses and everything that the person was experiencing at the same time as the recording, which is kind of one of the reasons why they were thinking about using this for torture and whatnot. So he wants to view the tape. There's controversy that happens. That the company that's in charge of everything cuts them off, and they basically, the people involved, the group that came up with all this, come up with a way to fight the corporation, to destroy all the work they did so they couldn't be abused. And then finally they reveal what's left on the last tape of Lillian, I think, the main the main researcher on the case was. Um, Again, very good movie, 1983. Um, Special effects are rather ancient. I especially love seeing all the props and everything they built as they start off with this massive room of computer equipment and everything to start this project, and then now they go through and develop it further and further until it's just this kind of little tiny headpiece you have to wear. Um, Good movie. Christopher Walken um, is one of the main other roles. Very good early film of his. You can buy this again on Amazon. Um, I think I paid $10. No, I probably paid 20 for the because I got the Blu-ray. I'm like that. Um, but kind of one of the good things about this movie is that there are some similarities to other cyberpunk settings. It's like, let's see, in Cyberpunk 2020, there was the Grim Cyber Tales series by Janus Dreampod Publications, especially the one supplement, Remember Me, which kind of plays a little bit with this. Um, Shadowrun, I think they had a Dream Chipper, which is in some ways could be considered similar to this. But yeah, I mean, this is almost pure cyberpunk in and of itself. Just the nature of the technology that they're trying to pursue, and then um, the conspiracies and everything with corporate and government militaries involved, and of course the little people involved in trying to develop this technology and discover what potential it offers. Um, yeah, so it's it's I find it's still one of my entertaining movies. Special effects maybe a little dated, but you can just sit back and watch the story because there's a lot of human elements in this. Um, so it's definitely a good movie. I would seriously recommend it for you. And the third actually TV series I want to talk about is Ascension. This was actually released on the Sci-Fi Channel back in 2015. Um, the premise of the story is during the 1960s, a generation ship is launched from Earth to go to Alpha. No, it's not Alpha Centauri, but it's a 100-year mission to go and repopulate a new planet around a different star. Um, the show takes place, or starts, we're at on the 51st year of the mission, and there's a lot of questions that are going on about what's happening. A murder occurs, which is extremely rare in the ship, and the XO is given a task of investigating it, while in one of those side stories, back on Earth, there's questions going on about this project because uh, really, even though the ship was launched, no one really knows much about it. Several people connected to the project disappeared, and there are people, investigating and trying to poke their nose into it while there's a government cover-up about how the project occurred. It's during the second episode where it's actually there are six episodes, um, which you can get all on one set, DVD set for just $10. Um, I mean, even if it doesn't interest you, I mean, this is a kind of rather affordable addition to your collection, just for have something that's kind of obscure. Um, by the way, at the end of the second episode, it's revealed that the ship never really ever left Earth and has been kept inside a warehouse where basically it's a big screen of fake stars all around the ship, and the crew inside the ship still believe they're on a mission going into deep space, and they're basically like basically a giant ant farm being observed for behavioral research. There's a lot of technologies that have been developed during the 50 years while these people are trapped on the ship. Um, and it's almost like The Prisoner in many ways. Um, not maybe a little less hokey than the original 60s version, but good story. Um, I can see this being used in almost any kind of role-playing game system, especially GURPS. Uh, you can be set in current day, or even if you want to use one of the cyberpunk systems, you probably can still go ahead and do that. Um, it was a good show. Unfortunately, it didn't get renewed for a second season, and it's kind of one of those kind of shows that kind of came and went. Um, let's see what else is there to say about it. I mean, overall, I thought it was rather interesting and rather intriguing in how they developed the story of all the characters, both inside and outside the ship, especially when, excuse me, um, one of the people on the ship escapes uh, through um, through some rather interesting, rather big accident, and his reaction, realizing, that pretty much his life has been not what he thought it was. So, anyway, that's my three suggestions for inspiration for your own gaming systems, or settings, I should say, or even just for addition to your entertainment collection. So, anyway, this is Daytime Number to Beast once again, and hopefully I will be more active on this channel than I have been. So, good luck.